Hello everyone, this is Mermaid Crafts here to show you a really fun DIY of this brain phone case made out of hot glue just in time for Halloween. It has this really cool intestine-like texture to it and I hope you guys like it. So you want to grab your phone and put it on some wax or parchment paper. You can also use some cling wrap. Here I am now cutting the paper to size, like if I were to gift wrap my phone. And now I'm going to fold the paper over my phone. I'm only going to use one layer, but you can use two if you're scared of burning your phone. My phone was alright, it didn't feel hot at all from the hot glue that we're going to use. And now I'm trimming the top part and folding in the corners. Now fold it down and put some tape on it to seal it. Here's our gift wrap phone case. Now lay down some more parchment paper, and this is going to be protection for our workplace. Now draw on the parts where you don't want it to be covered. This will be a guideline so we don't accidentally hot glue on these. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just make sure that your camera and speaker aren't covered. If you don't mind it being covered, then you can skip this step. So now we're ready to hot glue. Make sure to hot glue around the guidelines we just drew. Be careful not to cover up the buttons around the phone. Now lay your phone flat on the parchment paper and build up around the phone. Don't use regular computer paper, construction paper, because your phone is definitely going to get stuck to it. Build up around the sides of your phone. It's okay if it's not perfect, it'll just look like the squiggly parts of the brain. Now draw a line in the middle. If you want to skip this part and make it look like a small or large intestine, that's fine. You don't have to draw the middle of the line and can just draw freely onto the phone. Next, I'm going to show you the technique on how I did the tube lines of the brain. So we're going to go for a cartoon look with the really chunky tubes, and make sure not to pull your hot glue gun away because it'll make these hot glue strings and it's a pain to take off. Leave the nozzle in the puddle of the hot glue and keep pushing the hot glue, moving it around to where you want to build up the squiggly lines. Make sure it dries for a bit before continuing making the lines, or else it's all going to clump up together. If you don't think it's dry enough, you could just make separate lines and fill them back in with the hot glue. You notice these little gaps between the lines, and that's okay because we're going to put something underneath the phone case, and here it is all done. I really like this project because the hot glue dries really fast and it gives off this really nice texture to it. It feels really cool. And now you have to flip your phone over and make the front of the case. Then you flip it over back on the wax paper and it's going to flatten it, making it smooth at the front. We're now ready to paint, and I cut up an empty water bottle and filled it up with red acrylic paint, white acrylic paint, and Mod Podge. The Mod Podge will help it from not flaking off. You can use Elmer's glue instead. You can also use nail polish to paint it and a top coat as a varnish. Here I am painting the phone case pink. Make sure to paint on a second layer or else there will be some streaking around. You can really notice a see-through look between the tubes. If you really like it that way, then you're all done and set, but I'm going to use some red paper underneath, sort of as like a shadow. I traced the back of my phone with some paper and now I'm going to paint it red from the acrylic paint I had earlier. Make sure to do a second coat again. Here's both of the parts next to each other, and we're going to use Mod Podge, both as a glue to stick under the phone case and a protective coat. Brush it on and stick it under. I stuck it under and I'm using more Mod Podge to seal it in place. Here's my phone wearing the case, and it looks pretty cool. It looks just like a really silly cartoon brain. Here's some more after shots, and have have an amazing Halloween. Thanks for watching.